Okay, welcome back to Freddy's Mana Kung Fu. I had somebody had sent Freddy an email about martial arts services or whatever, fitness services, whatever. And in the email, he also mentioned that, oh, I liked your wife Jenny's, you know, some of her food dishes, whatever. And by the way, I would like to know if she could share her recipes about the turkey, kale, rice soup stuff, you know. And so this is my video response to that question. For me, people have asked me for so many years to do like a recipe video, like, you know, from start to finish, you know, like on my bakery, based on like the bakery stuff that I do, also on the food items that I do. I normally don't like to share that secret of mine. Not only that it's a secret, but I just feel like that's my work of art, you know. And I feel that people should dwell on creating their own stuff, you know what I mean? Because I just feel like for me to do all the step-by-step while I'm being videotaped and while speaking, I think it's a waste of my time, okay? And what I tell people is that there are already billions and billions of recipes out there for free online. And, you know, you can get them through the library books as well for free if you like, you know. There are tons and tons of recipe videos, step by step, that you could learn from through YouTube and through other websites, okay? And for me, to go through step by step and do all that, it's a lot of work, okay? And for me, I'm not up for it. I'm not motivated to do that. So, and at the same time, I feel that people can learn the basics of recipes based on ingredients if they give it a try. And it's just all trial and error. And I want people to be creative on their own and create their own art, okay? Of course, people can say, but what about people that need some sort of base one to start off with? You know, sometimes people need to know just a little bit just to get started. But like I said, I already said the sources are already through free online, you know, different websites, step-by-step tutorial, how to cook, how to bake certain items, you know. It's already out there. But for me, I feel that it's not worth my time to do all that work to show people how to bake and how to cook when there's already like tons and tons of free ones out there. Anyways, I'll just give a quick basis of like what I do, okay? But I'm not gonna do a demo, it's a lot of work. I'm not up for cooking. Right now it's almost 1 in the morning, so we're still doing... Oh, it is 1 in the morning? Oh my gosh. Freddie said it's already 1 a.m., okay? Okay, anyway, so the question was about the turkey, kale, and the rice soup stuff, okay? Well, anyways, what I think he's trying to say is when I did that turkey stew, I think that's what he's talking about. Anyways, I'll just give a quick thing about it. Okay, anyways, okay, Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever throughout the year, when people make like those big roasted turkeys, you know, for the holidays with stuffing and all the goodies, okay? So when I do mine, I bake my turkey in a bag, okay? I get all my marinades ready, and then I get my stuffing ready for the turkey and have it all together with the potatoes and carrots in there in the bag. Bake it for about 4 to 5 hours, okay? At 350 degrees. So when you have leftovers, okay, do not throw out the bones. I pretty much was so upset and completely had a heart attack when someone threw away the 2 big turkey leg bones, and I put it aside in a plate, and I guess someone saw it and didn't care or whatever, threw it out. So this anyways, year? Huh? This year? Yeah. Oh yeah? There were 2 huge turkey legs on the plate with a lot of meat on it still, and they threw it out. Oh, people. So I got really upset. Someone threw it out for our Thanksgiving turkey. Anyways, whatever. So, okay, so when you have the leftover stuffing, leftover turkey bones, some meat on there, the leftover potatoes and carrots, keep them. What I did was the leftovers, I broke them in half. I separated everything in half. So half went to the freezer and half I made it that night. I made a turkey stew. It's delicious. So I boiled it for about 3 hours long on low, you know. Boil it first and then just turn the heat down and let it go for 3 hours. And then so the meat will come off the bone real nicely. So like I said, keep the leftover potatoes, carrots, stuffing, the turkey bone, turkey meat, and keep the leftover broth that came out from the turkey as you were baking it in the oven. So keep it, and then get a big pot, add some filtered water in there, and boil it. And you could season however way you like it. You can use vegeta seasoning. You can add a little salt if you like. You can add extra stuff in there, like extra minced garlic and ginger. Do not use garlic powder. Do not use do not use powdered ginger. They are disgusting. Do not use powder lemongrass. They are disgusting. They smell nothing like the real fresh stuff. They have lost all the nutrients. All the powder stuff out there has lost its vitamins and minerals, have lost its antioxidants. These are all dried up powdered form of so-called herbs, you know? And when you actually use the real fresh chopped ginger and garlic, they are very fresh. The nutrients are still fresh in there, and the juice is still there, and it's full of antioxidants. You know, just really, really, really healthy and good for your body. Use those. Do not use the powder, okay? Believe me. And one time, I wanted to give a try the lemongrass powder. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. It was disgusting. I put it into my marinade, and I was like, what's that weird taste? I couldn't figure out what that weird taste was one time. And I was like, oh my gosh, is it the lemongrass, the powder form? It was the lemongrass. It was disgusting. So ever since I threw it out, I don't use the powder version of lemongrass, the ginger, the garlic, the powder stuff. I no longer use them anymore because they're disgusting. So use the fresh stuff, okay? I guarantee you, it will change the taste of your food, okay? So, and you could also season it with whatever you want. You know, stay away from MSG. It's not good for you. I feel that MSG creates a lot of bodily harm, so do not use that stuff. My family loves that stuff. Like, not my immediate family, well, not my husband and children, because I'm the one that cooks and I don't put MSG in it. But my siblings, my sisters, my mom, they still use it, and it's crazy bad for you. So don't use MSG, okay? And so, you know, I want people to be creative. I could just give you the basics of what I do, and then I want you to elaborate on it, and you become the artist yourself, okay? Become an artist yourself. And you don't always have to copy recipe by exact measurements, because sometimes you might like something a little sweeter, you might like something a little more sour, you might like something a little spicier. I want you to be creative based on what you like, okay? As long as you get the healthy stuff in there, and make sure you scoop out the fat on the surface of the soup, because anything with meat will have a lot of fat floating to the top. So make sure you use a dipper and just scoop off the top layer, and then put it into a see-through container. And then in that see-through container, you can still see some fat floating. Scoop out that fat layer again, and then toss it in a bag and tie it up. Don't pour it down your sink. And whatever's left, you could pour back into the soup pot, okay? Into the big old pot of soup. And so that's pretty much it. And I recommend you to, and you can always add kale into any soup. It is delicious. It's very, very healthy. Healthier than spinach leaves, okay? Kale, green kale, is the family of the cabbage, okay? It's part of the cabbage family, even though it doesn't look like the typical cabbage that is circular and round, okay? So the green kale is more of a long stem, like about, it ranges from 1 to 2 feet long stem veggie, dark leafy green. It's very kind of a tough skin. And so that's green kale. Okay, it also comes in red kale that looks kind of reddish and purplish, but I don't buy that. I don't use that one. I use the all green kale one for the soups and whatever, and salads, whatever. And so that's good. And I recommend using kale when you're ready to eat. Don't even add kale into the soup to save it and then refrigerate it. Don't do that. It's going to overcook your kale. It's going to turn it kind of yellowish, you know? So don't do that. It's best to have it put in fresh when you're ready to eat. Like let's say you have a big pot and you save them in a food container and you refrigerate overnight, and whenever you want to eat it, take out the right amount of soup that you want to, you know, feed the family with, or for yourself only. Make a small portion of that, okay? And then when it's boiling, then add the chopped kale in the soup pan, okay? And they'll make your kale more fresh, okay? Instead of having it being cooked and then refrigerate and then you cook it again, it's gonna make it taste a little weird. It's gonna be overcooked. It's gonna start yellowing. It's gonna start, what's gonna happen is that once you cook the greens, they're gonna start spoiling over time even faster in the fridge. Okay, so put it in fresh when you're ready to eat. And the rice soup stuff, there is like a common thing where like Asian rice soup where you can make your broth, you know, and you can add the rice in it in the soup pot, so it becomes like a rice soup and it thickens up, you know. I used to do that, but I don't do that anymore because over time the rice becomes even thicker and thicker, and it absorbs your soup so much that it becomes kind of gross, you know. So ever since that incident where I just didn't like how the rice was becoming, so I add the rice in fresh as well, just like the kale. So when the kale's in the small pot of soup, okay, you could portion out into the small bowls to serve your family, and then you put the rice in. Sometimes sometimes the soup is so super hot already. I don't even microwave the rice, the cooked rice, you know, that has been refrigerated. I just put the rice in cold because the soup is so super hot already that it just warms up the rice and softens the rice immediately perfectly. So you don't have to reheat it in the microwave again. Okay, just a little recommendation, a little tip note there. So, so yeah, that's how I make my rice soups with the turkey kale goodies and stuff, you know. So like I said, be creative. You know, you don't have to follow anybody's recipe with exact measurements. Just be creative, be an artist. Same thing with my bakery. I don't care to make tutorial videos. It's a lot of work, and I'm pretty much not up for it, you know, because I have 5 kids to take care of, got the whole household to clean, got a lot to do, and I'm always tired. So, and as you saw in my videos, my dessert videos, even in my food videos, you can see how I decorate my plates. You can see how I decorate my desserts as well. You can just go based on that, you know. You could always make your own bakery, bake it at home if you like, and you could see how I decorate my desserts. You can just copy that. And if you don't want to copy it, just be creative. Use different type of fruits, make different designs, you know. For me, I always have a different design for every cake. Every cake is always a little different from each other each time because I love it. It's my work of art, and I find that it's my fun hobby. I find it very meditative. My fun stuff that I love to do, that I find my art, is my bakery. I can cook too, but the bakery is more fun to me. When I cook, I love to decorate my plate, you know. I like to serve people a beautiful plate, you know. I like to be creative, and you know, it's just a fun work of art for me when I decorate the plates that I serve. Okay, and same thing for my desserts, my bakery that I home make, you know, from home. That when I make birthday cakes or just cakes for any occasion, or when people order cakes from me, I would decorate it with love. I put a lot of love into my food when I cook. I put a lot of love into the bakeries that I do, that I home make myself. And you could see it, you know, how I present my plates of food and how I present my bakery. You know, you can see there's a lot of art in it, and I feel that that's art to me. Some people might say that my food looks ugly, looks gross. Some people can say my bakery is ugly. I don't care what people think, because it is an art to me. And I love it. I love what I do. I love to cook. I love to bake. I like to make my own desserts and stuff, and people love it, and I get a lot of good feedback about it, how they love the appearance of my food and my bakery, and I love to see people happy and enjoy the food and desserts. So that is art to me. So whatever people say, there could be some haters out there that think that my food looks gross or my bakery looks gross. It doesn't bother me because it looks beautiful to me, and it tastes great, and it's delicious. So that's what it is when it becomes art. You cannot care what people think. If you feel something's a good art to you in a good, healthy way, then that is your art. That is your art from within that comes out. And for me, the way I express myself through my food dishes and how I express myself through my bakery, that is my art. These colors come out as my form of rainbow art color. You know what I mean? So when I express myself making cakes, that is my love, my art. Every time I put frosting on it, every time I decorate it with fruits, every time I make a new design on the bakery, on my cakes, and on my cupcakes that I make from home, and that is my expression of colors. That is my warmth from within. That is my work of art. And I love to create edible foods, and I love making people's tummies happy. So remember, when you have a really awesome art inside that comes from within, keep expressing it. Make sure that it's something good and healthy for you. Make sure that it's not something that will harm you, you know. I mean, I'm not trying to say keep doing what you love if you love doing drugs. I'm not saying if you love doing drugs, if you feel like doing drugs that are bad for you is a form of art. No, I'm not saying that. That is completely stupid. I'm not saying do drugs, do bad, harmful drugs because it's your art. No, I'm not. I'm saying follow your dreams, follow your art, as long as it can be good and healthy for you, okay? Have a good, positive, good impact on yourself, not something that's harmful. So for me, my cooking, my baking, that is my art. That is my love. And when I prepare this thing from start to finish, you will see that I've put so much love into it, and that is my expression of love. Okay, guys, that's it. And enjoy cooking, enjoy baking, and do what you feel, and just, you know, be creative, okay? Just find out what the basics are, find out what the bare minimum of stuff that you need to get started with, and be creative from there. If you like something a little sweeter, like something a little more sour, like something a little more bitter, like something a little more spicier, you decide. Okay, you become the artist yourself and you decide, and that's how you will learn to have your path in baking and cooking, whatever. So that's my video response to that question. All right, enjoy.